Hello, and wherever you're listening in the world, welcome to this very special programme marking the 80th anniversary of the first shortwave transmission from Woofferton. We are broadcasting on 17785 kHz to Europe, North Africa and the Middle East, on 15245 kHz to North America, and DRM digital radio to Europe and beyond on 11725 kHz. And keep listening, because a little later I'll be telling you how you can send us your reception reports, as one lucky listener will be winning a very special piece of Woofferton memorabilia. It was 80 years ago today, on October the 17th, 1943, that Woofferton transmitted its first BBC programme. It is now the last remaining shortwave broadcasting station in the United Kingdom, located a few miles south of Baltimore in the English county of Shropshire. In this special programme, we'll be hearing from some of the station's staff, both present and past, and finding out more about the station's long history, the technology and engineering that makes it all work, and what the future holds too. But first, here's Dave Porter, a former senior engineer at Woofferton, to tell us more about the glorious history of Woofferton Transmitting Station.
This is a station formerly known as Aussie 10, Aussie Overseas Station Extension. And it was built in 1943 and was the last one of the Aussie stations to be built. You may well be wondering where the rest of them were. Well, Aussie 1 and 2 was an extension of Daventry in 1938, the east end and the west end of the main building. They got a small station there from 1933, but they extended it then at the beginning of the war, just before the war. Aussie 3 was very much in the wartime. It was planned pre-war. That was at Rampersham in Dorset. And had 6 Marconi transmitters in there. Correction, 4 Marconi 100 kilowatt transmitters in there. Aussie 4, can't remember where that was, probably medium wave. Aussie 5 was an extremely large station built at Otteringham near Hull. Had 4 200 kilowatt medium wave or long wave transmitters. They were wave changeable. And the idea was to run 3 of them at 200 kilowatts each on long wave, medium wave at about 100 kilowatts. That was Aussie 5, and that was for broadcasting straight to the Third Reich across the sea as a ground wave facility. Aussie 6 was the extension at Droitwich, built early war 1941, and had 2 200 kilowatt medium wave transmitters, and that was the first time following the prototype tests at Start Point where 2 transmitters had been put together, and also at horizontal polarization on medium wave. So that was Aussie 6. Aussie 7 was probably Lisnagarvey, which had shortwave attached, and then came Aussie 8 and 9. That was Skelton in Cumberland, with 6 Marconi 100 kilowatt shortwave transmitters in Aussie 8, and Aussie 9 had 6 ST and C transmitters. Unusual design in that they could run both. You could run the transmitters such that they've both got 2 outputs, so you got 12 possible frequencies running out of there. The only proviso was that if you were running on dual channel, as it was called, you have to have the same modulation on each of the channels at the same time. So there's a column modulator and 2 RF sections, about 100 kilowatts from that one. That was Aussie 9. Aussie 10, this one was the last one, very much the run to the litter really. It was a lease lend type thing from the States. The transmitters came in, imported American RCA 50 kilowatt units, MI7330, the type number. They were different. All the transmitters the BBC had before them, but they were all air cooled, 4-wave, no crank air, and waterworks below the senders. The water table is about 300 millimeters below the floor, so you can dig out right range to put pumps and tanks in. So these were air-cooled senders, 50 kilowatt, sent across on lease lend by the Americans. 6 of them, and they were called senders 81,